Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in our fall installment of our online success series. We're going to give it about one more minute to make sure we get everybody into the Zoom. So just hang tight and we'll start in about a minute. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, thank you so much for joining us in our fall installment of our online success series, Level Up Your Career. This is a great topic that we're going to be talking about today. Want to introduce myself. My name is Janessa Guzman. I am a senior success coach here at FIU Online, and I am here today with my amazing co-host, Dante Medina from Career and Talent Development, who will be joining us in a few just to basically talk all things career. I know this is a topic that comes up a lot when we speak to our students, whether it's about resume, interviewing, career search, or just leveling it up and getting to the next level in their career. So I'm really excited that Dante is here to share his wisdom. Just a few housekeeping rules. We are recording this, so this will be shared with all of you after the Zoom is over mid next week. So feel free to just relax, sit back and listen on in. We do have a great Q&A function down below. You may have to click the 3 buttons that say more in order to utilize it, but I definitely recommend ask your questions. We have a great team of success coaches in the back end that will help answer any questions you have. And at the end, Dante and I will have a Q&A session that we can read these questions out loud and answer them for you. Just don't put any personal information. If you do have something that is more related to you personally, you can always contact us, email us, and we will definitely help you out. And your attendance will be recorded on Panther Connect, so give it about a week and you'll be able to see that updated there. Also, if you do require closed captionings, you can also click on the bottom where it says show closed captions. All right, just a quick little information on who we are. If you have not heard about Success Coaching, we assist fully online students, undergraduate, and a select few of graduate students, basically navigating hurdles and exploring any opportunities throughout your career here at FIU. I like to mention we are here to make sure you have what you need to be successful while you're here. So what does that look like? That's one-on-one coaching tailored to you. We get to know you, your goals, your needs, and we help bridge and connect those dots. We are your partners in planning and accountability, and we like to see the big picture, not just the day-to-day and what you're doing within Canvas, but on the outside to get a holistic view on your journey here at FIU Online, and also helping you connect academics to your career growth. These are just a few of the topics that we discuss, but we discuss almost everything. So anything that affects you as a student and as a person, we're here to help. So what can you expect of a coaching session? You'll definitely we get to know you as a student, as an individual, inside and outside of the classroom. From there, we help with your goal setting and prioritizing, basically working together to set clear goals, whether that is career, whether that is financial, whether that is academics. It's a holistic view of you as a student. And we make sure that you walk away from your coaching session with a solid plan and follow-up steps to stay on track with that goal in mind. And this is our team. If you haven't spoken to your success coach yet, I definitely recommend that you reach out. Each coach handles specific programs, but at the end of the day, any coach that you reach out to will be here to help. You have Jackie, myself, and Nahum, Tim, Mika, Natalie, and currently we have a few programs that are handled by all of us. We are in the search for a success coach to join our team, but for now, anybody that falls under Rory Panther, we are here to help every single one of you. All right. I wanted to keep mine short and sweet because I know Dante has a lot to talk about. So I'm going to let Dante step in and take it away.
Thank you, Janessa. Appreciate the introduction. And good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. Um, my name again is Dante Medina. I'm a career advisor here at the Career and Talent Development Department in the Modesto MID campus, the main campus. So we're going to talk about what the Career and Talent Development Department is. And so next slide, please. Thank you. This is just a little intro as to what we do. The reason for our existence is you, all the students, FIU current students, as well as alumni. That is why we exist. And we want to make sure that we help you be successful in your careers. So not just while you're working on your degree, but afterwards. We currently have 3 offices, one in the main campus, another one in the engineering center, and the other one in the Biscayne Bay campus. You'll see your working hours, which are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. And you can connect with us through our website as well as our LinkedIn account and our social media, which is Instagram and YouTube channel. So again, how do we do all this? How do we connect to students and help them get the careers that they want? You're probably familiar with this method, which is career coaching, similar to that of um, the one you're used to with your um, success coaches. It is a personalized one-on-one where we tackle topics and questions that you may have about your career or um, anything that's related to it. So maybe you're undecided and you want to get assistance with getting that specific perfect or ideal career that would best work for you. We use a lot of different ways to identify that, but that's just one of the topics we can cover. Um, Again, you're the one coming into the office and you're the one that decides what we do during that session. We also have drop-in programs. These are much shorter sessions. These are only 15 minutes long. And during these sessions, we usually cover critiquing resumes and any other general questions you may have either about the office or department or about your career as well. These are our drop-in program hours, both at the main campus as well as the BBC campus. Now, I mentioned about how to choose a career, and we do it through assessments. Currently, we have the MBTI and strong assessments. These are the most popular that we have. And you can go to the next slide. Thank you. So the MBTI is actually based on your personality. That's how it gets the suggestions for you. And it measures whether you're an extrovert or an introvert. And it does it with sensing perception, intuitive perception. So it puts your personality in the front. And then based on that, it'll say you'll probably be more successful in these careers. So it's more of an exploratory option that you can take. And the strong, on the other hand, is based on your interest. What is it that you find interesting? And it does it by measuring whether you're realistic, investigative, or artistic. And that's the main component that it uses to suggest other careers. So in this case, a strong assessment will be more recommended to a student that already knows they want to be in a certain field, but are not sure what they want to do in it. So you narrow down your options. You'll probably still discover new options that you may not have thought about, but it is more to narrow than to explore. Next slide, please. Another way that we service FIU online students is through virtual workshops. These are just some of the topics that we have covered before and we're currently covering. Now, if you see that any of them interest you, then just go ahead and look into our website and you'll find when and where it's happening, what time these are happening. If you find some topic that you don't see us covering in a workshop, please let us know. We will more than likely be covering that same topic on the following semester. So we do listen to all of our students. And if you don't see it on the workshop list, you can always come to one of our sessions and we can talk about it since it'll be more personal. Okay, so we do have digital tools. These will probably be the ones you'll be using most of the time. The one that we'll be covering at the moment is going to be Handshake. Okay, so what is Handshake? Handshake is, in a very, very short uh, way, a modern career development platform. So think about LinkedIn. Now, Handshake is trying to emulate LinkedIn, but it's only meant for students. You won't see professionals. You'll see recent graduates, undergraduates. You'll still see employers, the same employers that you may see on LinkedIn. You'll see them on Handshake, but they're actually looking for and hiring undergraduates and FIU, college students. Here are 4 simple steps on how to log into Handshake. You'll be using your FIU single sign-on. And the one that we're going to focus on today is going to be step 4, how to complete your profile. This is very important because if you do not complete it properly, then you will not be making the best out of your Handshake account. Okay, so once you're able to log in, the Handshake platform will take you to the Explore tab. As you see on the left-hand side, it is grayed out. That tells you what tab you're on. What we want to do is focus on the top right corner with your initials. Next slide. Once you click on it, it'll give you this drop down and you want to look at My Profile. So let's click on that. And this is your profile. It may look a little different, more barren without information if it's your first time, but that is fine. You'll see 2 tabs, the About and Profile Viewers. So you can see who's actually viewing your profile, much like LinkedIn, which is great. And you don't have to pay for this. This is 100% free. And we have the looking for. This is very important. Here's where you'll be adding what you're looking for exactly, whether it is an internship, part-time, full-time position, and in what field or fields. Maybe you're looking at different fields that you want to get into. All that information is very valuable because, again, the platform is going to feed you back information based on what you have put in. As you keep scrolling down, you'll see that there's a summary section. Think of it as the About Me section on LinkedIn. This is where you'll be describing yourself, what you've been doing, what are you currently doing, and then we also have the skills section. On the skills sections, you want to complete this. It's very important as certain employers are looking for certain skills. And if you have them on your profile, you'll when they search for the skill, you'll be up there on the list. Mm, Okay, and then we have the work experience. Much like in any other platform, you'll fill out your work experience information as detailed as you can, followed by the education. Now, the education on this specific screenshot looks crazy. That's not what it normally looks like. It will not be like that. It'll be maybe 1 line, 2 max. We do want to make sure that you include the correct one. And then you keep scrolling down, you'll find courses. Again, courses are much like your skill section. It's very important because certain employers are looking for specific completed courses. As well as organizations, this is another great section. If this sounds somewhat familiar, we'll go over in a few later in this presentation. It kind of resembles resume. These are sections. So organization will be another section on your resume that you want to complete. And the reason why is because this can prove that you have leadership skills by being either part of a committee or maybe a vice president, president of that certain organization. Then we also have projects. These can be school projects or independent projects that you have completed. It's also another way of showing that you have experience. And we have languages. That one's self-explanatory. All right, so now we're gonna go back to your initials and go to My Documents. When you first click on this is exactly what you'll get, no documents uploaded. So you wanna upload them. Now, what kind of documents you wanna upload? Your resume, cover letter, and in order to apply to any positions on Handshake, you have to have an approved resume document by our office. Otherwise, you will not be able to apply to any position. So this is very, very important. All right. And now I want to take you to the Career Center tab. On this tab, you'll see all these different options. The most important one is appointments. This is the one you'll be using to make appointments with any career advisor here at the Career and Talent Development Office. Once you click on that, you'll have these two sets of information, upcoming appointments and past appointments. So let's say you saw someone that you really connected with and you want to do another appointment again with them, but you do not remember their face, I mean, their name. This is one way to get that information. Now, let's say the opposite happened. Again, same way of getting that information. There are a lot of choices, thankfully, so it's not personal, guys, okay? Next please. Now, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see that you have the different career centers, which are, again, the main one on this campus. There's also the FIU Business Career Center, as well as the Chaplain School of Hospitality Career Center. On the right-hand side, you'll find our contact information. We kind of already went through it earlier in this presentation. You have our website, our phone numbers for each of our offices, and an email as well. Okay, and if we keep scrolling down, we'll see that we have upcoming career fairs. Now you'll notice this is a little outdated because these already happened, but you'll see them being updated on the live platform. And it's great because it's right there and you don't have to look for it. There's ways to look for it, but this is very convenient to have it right there and just scrolling down. You'll also see upcoming events, which is more like workshop related. And we also actually have an events tab. Under this event tab, we have the following: career fairs at your school, career centers, employer events, career center guidance event, as well as events hosted by employers. I believe we're gonna go over the career center employer events. Now, these are events that employers and the career center have collaborate. Now, that's important because the context is a little different. Um, Now you'll see that there is different tags. We have the employer info tag, the networking one, hiring one, guidance, and on the next slide you'll see all of them. Actually, yeah, here they are. There's a little description on each one. Not sure if you can read it. I cannot read it, but I'll go over them. So hire means that these employers are actually coming to campus for that purpose. They want to hire FIU students. So if you do see that tag and you're looking for um, job opportunity or internship opportunity, you're more than welcome to come to this event. The guidance is more of an informational session. That's where you get to ask questions. And Career Center guidance events is events that we host, that the Career Center hosts. We don't actually have employers coming in. So you'll find more guidance events, tags, as well as informational session tags, events on there. There they are. But please do come to those as well. Information is power. And now we have the events hosted by employers. This means that we're not actually co-sponsoring the event. These are employer events. They are the ones hosting it. And you'll probably find more hiring tags on these, which is great news. But it's good because you can tell which employer is the one that's coming. So USPS is coming, or they have already come. Mm. And then we have our jobs tab. So let's say we want to look for a specific position. This is going to be the tab. Click. Now you'll find this. The reason why the top ribbon has been um, circled is because you'll find the search bar right there at the very top, and you'll find different filters. You have FIU collections, you can filter by location, full-time, internship, part-time, and even more filters you can find. Now, this is a little video on how to interact with the Jobs tab. I believe you have to click one more time for it to, yeah, just, mhm. Is the cursor moving? No. Oh, well, it's okay.
I was gonna say, Dante, I
Um,
think we're having a little difficulty
yeah,
playing the video.
no worries. Um, well, the video basically just showed you that you will type in a word on the job search bar, and in this case, we probably typed health care, and we're getting health care in results. Now, this is what it will look like. So if you click on the top one, which we already did, it's grayed out. That's how you know it's clicked. You'll see the information, the job posting on the right-hand side, which identifies the company name, and you have the at a glance section, which shows you how much they're going to pay and where they're located and what kind of job it is. So full-time in this case for this position. You'll see a ribbon that says save. Let's say you're interested in the job, but you're not, maybe you don't have the time to look all through it all the way, but it did sound interesting. Or maybe you're not sure if you're qualified for that position, but you still want to save it. You can by pressing that save button. You can go back to it later on and revisit that posting. Mhm. Okay, so let's take it to the Employers tab. Now, this is what it's going to look like in the beginning. And again, we're highlighting that ribbon because you can search by employer name. You can also search by employers that you follow. You see the follow option on here, and as well as location, industry. And on the other filters, you'll see that you have saved job postings. That's where you'll find the ones that you already saved. So you're not going to lose them. They're going to be there. This is a great feature. You can actually do it by industry as well. So let's say you're not sure which companies are the right companies or where to start. Maybe you just want to look for finance or engineering. You can just go ahead and type that. All of the employers on Handshake have a specific field tagged to them. All right, so that was Handshake. Now, we're gonna go to Career Coach Lightcast. Why is this such a cool little digital tool? It also provides you with an interest assessment. This is actually really, really cool because it I think there's further slides. We'll talk about it in a moment, but that is one of the main highlights of this one. We also have job market insights. We can see the availability, the salary, qualifications. Availability means whether it's going to be growing, how much demand it's going to be for that specific job. And we always want to look into it because maybe it's going up, hopefully, and not down. You'll also be able to get some guidance in academic as well as career. So when you first go into Career Coach, this is what you'll see. Now, here's the interest assessment that I mentioned earlier. You can go ahead and click on Match My Interest, and you'll have two options. You can take the 6-question assessment or the 60-question assessment. Now, we all like to do quick things, and just keep in mind that it is a way lighter test, 6 to 60. Um, we don't believe that the result is going to change. That's why it's okay to do either or. Granted, more information they get from us, more likely they'll be able to provide better results, but it shouldn't change too often. Okay, and so what it does, it provides you with your top traits, specifically top 3 traits. So as we had identified before, you can be either realistic, artistic. In this case, enterprising is also another one. If it sounds like you, then that's the right path. You know that they got it right because we know ourselves and we know if we're realistic or not, or investigative. And this is really interesting because it shows you a brief description of exactly what it is that your interests are. All right. Now, it will you can see your results here through your inventory, your interests. And you also have the explore your career options. So once you have the results, you can go into these other sections. So what it's doing right now is going to match your interests to different areas that you can choose from. So in this case, it was art, entertainment, design. And again, that's going to change. You can also search too. I don't think I took a screenshot of that here. Nope. But you can find educational options. This is more geared towards majors. There it is. So you can click on see career details. And once you do that, it'll provide you different career options that you can take. Mhm. Here's where you can do it. You can select from the drop down and it will provide you the information that you need. It's okay, no, go back. So some things worth mentioning. LinkedIn Learning is a great resource for you to have. Usually you have to pay for this. It is completely free as long as you're an FIU student. So take advantage of it. You can complete courses, certifications, and again, it's all free. Cannot reiterate that enough. All right, so another one is VMOC. I believe that's the next one. Sorry. Stepping blocks. Stepping blocks is another resource that you can use. Now, this one, what it does, it has a personality assessment. Again, it's not going to be the very in-depth one, the big one. It'll be a more quicker assessment, but it's still pretty accurate. What this resource does, it provides you with insights to different career paths as well as different employers. You can actually search for job positions within this resource. And you can see different outcomes that our FIU alumni have had. And there is VMOC. So you can use VMOC for different purposes. One of the main reasons we use it or recommend for students to use is for the Smart Editor resume module. And then we also ask students to use it for cover letter. And Aspire is the one that helps you build your LinkedIn profile. So let's get into the resume. And here we're going to go through a brief, really quick breakdown. Right. So it is important to focus on the appearance. Resumes have to be consistent. If it's difficult for anyone to read your resume, they're not going to read it. If it's crowded or just too long, it's like reading a big textbook. You don't want to read a big textbook. it's not that, I guess, presentation, right? That's what we want to go for. So here we have some recommendations, what kind of font to use, what kind of font size, and the length as well. It can range from 1 to 2 pages. One page is the goal, but it's okay to have 2 pages. Okay, and now let's talk about the writing style. We're not going to be including paragraphs on our resumes. We want to do brief bullet points. And on those bullet points, we want to have action words, keywords, and correct grammar. There is no reason why we should have incorrect grammar on our resumes. That is a big no-no. Another no-no is using personal pronouns. Okay, no I, we, you, us. Now, as far as the resume components go, the very first one is going to be your contact information. This is your full name, first name, last name, address, phone number, email, and if you have a LinkedIn profile, we are including our LinkedIn URL. Our next section is going to be an optional section. It can be an objective or a summary of qualifications. That will be up to you. So let's say you don't have a lot of information on your resume. This is one way to add additional information so that it doesn't look too empty. Now, if you don't need to include additional information, just leave it out. You don't need it. This is optional. Okay, so our next section is going to be our experience section. And this is going to be, oh, sorry, education. Um, our education is going to be at the top, at least as soon as we graduate, because it is the latest thing we've done and probably one of our best qualifiers since we have completed a degree, whether it be a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, whatever it is, um, it has to be on the top. Now, after a certain amount of years of experience, that can be changed and you'll have your experience at the very top. So we'll talk about the experience section. Again, we want to have short, concise bullet points, but we also want to include information like job title, position, the company name, and where is it that it took place. If it was a remote position, we want to include that it was remote. Otherwise, they'll think that we were somewhere else when we weren't. Okay, and we're gonna go into how to write a bullet point. This is very important, but here's a little formula on how to write it. Every bullet point needs to start with an action word. So what is an action word? It's an action verb. Um, this means that we are able to tell what we have done or what we're doing rather than describing. We don't want to describe what we've done. We want to show them what we are doing or what we have done. Okay, I think you have to click twice because, yeah. Um, so the what? The what is the subject of the bullet? Why is it that we're talking about this specific topic, right? And why did we start this bullet? This is what we want to make sure we include. Now the how is it that we executed the topic or subject of the bullet? And ending with the why, which is the results. What happened? What was the purpose of doing what we did? Now, could you go back again, please? Thank you. Um, you'll see the bullet pointing on top of all the boxes under the student assistant position. It says facilitate student and employer questions in person and online regarding the handshake system in order to increase awareness of employment opportunities. We can identify that facilitate is the action word. And the what, the topic is what were they facilitating student and employer questions? How were they doing that? In person and online regarding handshake system. But why? Why were they doing it? To increase awareness of employment and opportunities. So you see how we are able to get a lot of information just by following this little formula. Go next. Thank you. Okay, so back to the components. We do have another section that we'll go over. We have the skill section. We have two sets of skills, which are soft skills as well as hard skills. Soft skills are also known as people skills, which are interpersonal skills. How do we interact with others? How is it that we behave around others? These are where you'll find skills like problem solving, leadership, teamwork, communication. Then we have hard skills. These are learned skills. These are skills that we gain through experience, education. So mainly software is a very popular example of a hard skill. Now, here are some additional sections that you could include on your resume. We talked about research projects before, and again, feel more than free to include them if it's going to help add value to your resume. We also have the volunteering experience as well as the training certifications. These are great sections you can include as well. Oftentimes, we find that students are not actually working, but they're volunteering a lot, and they don't think that's enough. But actually, employers consider volunteering experience just as valuable as actual paid experience. Okay, so this is a little summary as far as our digital tools. We did not go over all of them, but we did talk about Handshake, BMOC, LinkedIn Learning, Career Coach, and Stepping Blocks. Parker Dewey is another great one because this one's specifically a micro internship resource. This is where students can go and apply for micro internships, which means that they're not going to be a month long or 3 month long. They'll probably be 2 weeks or a week. And most of the time they are project centered, meaning that they'll assign students a project and they'll say, okay, we need you to complete this project in X amount of time. And it is awesome because you're going to be working with great companies, really big companies. All right. And we have My Florida Future as well as Going Global. We have Beyond Graduate School and Beyond the Professorate. Professorate. Right. So Going Global is another good one if you're thinking of working outside of the US or if you're an international student and are thinking of working in the US. It works both ways. It tells you about the culture, the different countries, and the companies that have previously hired students or other candidates from different countries or from actually here in the US. And another little um, summary on the workshops. So where can you find these? You can actually find them on our website. You can also find them on Handshake as we went through the motions. You can see them there under events. And we have events here on our website. These are the different types of events that we have. These are our most popular ones. We have the career fair, which is huge. We have it every semester. We have the biggest one on fall, but our spring semester is pretty good too. We also have Career Expo, which happens at the BBC campus. We also have Resume Fest. Resume Fest is really a really great event because you get your resume reviewed, critiqued by actual employers, not just by our office. And you'll be able to interact with the employers. Let them know, maybe ask them questions. What is it that they're looking for? And whatever it is, include it on your resume. We recently had internship week and we'll be having it as well next fall. We are coming up with different events for internship. So be on the lookout for that. Next. Okay, and summary of the Korean Talent Development Department. Again, we have a lot of great digital tools. We provide workshops, events, and we're here for you. So if you don't come, we'll probably not exist anymore, which is not cool for me. The whole purpose is that you could take advantage of the resources that you have. All right, and here's a way to stay connected with us. This is our office phone number, email, website, and connect with us through LinkedIn. We'll love to have you guys there.
Dante, thank you so much. I know there was a lot of information, and I hope the main takeaway is really that you're there and there's so many tools to help the students in their professional field, whether it is resume help, mock interviews, all of the stuff. And mainly one of the last points you said, come visit, because if not, you wouldn't exist there. So that was my favorite. But we do have a couple questions, and we'll make sure to keep it, in the essence of time. The first question was, I'm an online grad student who lives and works in Orlando. Are there any specific ways FIU can help my professional development within the Orlando area?
Absolutely. We're gonna need to talk one-on-one as far as what you need, but we could probably start with job search strategies, right? How is it that you're currently looking for jobs, and how are you marketing yourself?
That's great. Okay, perfect. And are there internships or job opportunities available for fully online students who don't live near campus?
Yes, we have internships available within Florida, outside of Florida, online, in person. So it's okay if you don't live near campus. Now, if you want in campus or near in campus, then that's going to be a problem. But um, yes, internships are everywhere.
Awesome. That's good to know. Another question was, if I'm not sure what career path to pursue yet, what are some first steps I can take to explore my options?
We like to use reflection, so it's best to look inward and then look outward. So what is it that drives you? What is it that interests you? You're already taking some courses. What courses did you find interesting? And most importantly, the assessments. That is a great way to start seeing other options that are more realistic, right? Whether they be based on your interest or based on your personality. That's a good way to start.
Thanks. This is a great one, and one that actually I hadn't even thought of. What are some common resume mistakes that you see?
Mm. The order. Um, they put the last thing they done at the very top. I'm like, no, please no. So please remember it's reverse chronological order. The most recent thing you done at the very top.
Perfect. And I know that you went over this briefly, but how do you find Lightcast to take the assessment?
Yes, you can do it through our website. So once you go through our main website and then go to digital tools, you'll find the Lightcast digital tool on there. Just go to view resource and you'll be right there.
Awesome. We have two more, and this is a
Mhm.
interesting one. What are the top skills employers are looking for right now? And how can I build those as an online student?
That is a great question. Um, it's gonna vary depending on the field that you're in, but employers are finding that interpersonal skills are very, very important because we can look great on paper. But if you go into the interview and you're like, I don't know how to talk, then that's gonna make an impact, a bad one. So interpersonal skills are starting to be more sought after than technical skills.
Great. And then the last question we have so far is this student says that they work a regular, they have a regular job experience. They're currently in a job that doesn't really further their professional career. What should they do to begin earning experience?
Mhm. Be purposeful. Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself going? And based on that, we can start taking the first step. So what's the first goal? To find possibly a entry-level position within that field and start getting the skills that maybe that position requires.
Right. Dante, thank you so much. I know there was a lot of information. I'll leave it open for about a minute or more, in case anybody else does have any other questions. Again, this will all be sent to you via email, the slides, so you'll have the recording and all that information. Here's just a quick, reminder of your Success Coach team, our contact info, so you can get started. If you don't know where to start or who to go to, reach out to us. We'll make sure you get to where you need to go to. Um, and yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any more questions. So if you do, email us, call us, whether it's Dante or us, we'll make sure we'll connect you. Again, Dante, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And everybody, thank you for being here on a Thursday night, just to better yourself and better your next steps in your career. Have a beautiful night, everybody. Take care.